If you're still using self-improvement guides in 2025, here's why they're not working. It's pretty easy to find videos that claim they can improve your life in 5 easy steps. How to be more charismatic, how to be extroverted, or how to get a girlfriend are flooding our YouTube, TikTok, and Insta feeds. And it makes sense why these are popular. Those are things we all care about. Being social gets you more opportunities, being an extrovert makes you look confident, and being in a relationship makes you not want to end it all. But that begs the question, why do guides not work for most people? Realistically, if these did work for everybody, no one would be watching these videos. But they have millions of views, and it's a $32 billion industry. So it's clear that they're not selling you a solution to the problem. They're treating your symptoms. So why don't self-improvement guides work? And how do we make them work for us? Problem number 1 is survivorship bias. We tend to listen to people who are successful, at least most of the time. And that makes sense because you'd want to listen to somebody who has achieved acclaim in a career that you want or is living the lifestyle that you desire for yourself. So we end up learning about what the top 1% used to achieve their goals, and we don't normally learn about what the 99% of people who failed did. Realistically, it's probably just as, if not more, important to know what not to do versus what to do. You'll hear podcasts, books, or talks given by accomplished individuals who contribute their success to their work ethic, their passion, or some other character trait. But it's more likely that they're not really factoring in how luck played a part in their wins, and how the opportunity happened to be there for them. That's not a component of hard work. That's being in the right place at the right time. You might be someone who works hard, and it can be really frustrating hearing someone say you just have to work harder, when that might not be the solution. This concept of attributing the wrong thing to your success is understood in the Pareto principle. Basically, 80% of your outcomes were determined by 20% of your effort. When you start thinking about why people are successful, you can start to wonder what that 20% is, and if those high earners even know what it is themselves. So how do we fix this problem? Well, we have to make sure we get as much perspective as possible. Don't just listen to the person who seems successful. Listen to friends, strangers, or listen to family. Every person that you meet has the opportunity to teach you something and give you insight and perspective. Everyone around you has had different starting points and unique ways of thinking. And by combining multiple approaches together, it'll give you a more well-rounded idea of how to be successful or how to improve yourself. So basically, cherry pick what works from each guide and don't follow them to a T, because you may not be able to apply all the concepts to yourself. However, this partially gets us into problem number 2, which is information overload. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there are so many guides to pick and choose from. And if you're the type of person who doesn't have role models or other people you can look up to, social media influencers have to fill that gap. But the issue is that their job is to entertain you and keep you on the platform. They make money off your attention. Even this video you're watching is meant to keep you here and watch more of my content. I would be a hypocrite if I didn't mention that. Like and subscribe, by the way. By its very nature, we have a transactional relationship. I give you videos and you give me clicks, likes, and shares. But to do this as a job, I have to find a way to keep you coming back for more. That being said, it's not that getting information from YouTube is a bad thing. It's that you're taking in way too much to understand. So we need to treat learning as a 2-step process. The 2 parts are consumption and digestion. Consumption consists of socialization and externalization. Now those sound pretty fancy, but I'll make them simpler to understand. Socialization is learning by watching or by imitating other people. If you see someone ride a bike, you can copy them. So you can learn how to do it without any kind of spoken explanation. Externalization would be reading a book about how to ride a bike or having someone explain it to you verbally, turning a demonstration into a how-to guide. But as with everything, there's a limit to how much you can learn in one day. So if you spend all your time consuming, you might not be fully processing the information or knowledge that you want. So the flip side is digestion, which is made of combination and internalization. Combination is merging multiple ideas together to make something new or organizing and connecting different information. So if I know how to ride a bike and how to explain it, I can use that to make a guide of my own. And internalization is where you embody the information you've gained. If I know how to ride a bike, I can do it without having to explain it. My body knows where the pedals are. I can brake properly, and all of it is happening without much dedicated thinking. But this doesn't happen for us. We don't give ourselves breaks to apply information or use what we've gained in a meaningful way. So we tend to lack time to digest the information we're given, and very often, we're told to memorize facts and remember material as opposed to understanding it. And we can blame standardized testing for that. But what does that have to do with self-improvement? When you watch those videos or any of those guides and see their suggestions, how much of it do you really put into practice? And for how long? I know I was guilty for a long time of having big aspirations of changes in my behavior that didn't happen no matter how many guides I watched. Because I consumed as much as I could, but I never spent the time to digest it all. And because there's just so much, we get stuck in cycles of doom scrolling on our phones and not applying what we've learned. And learning so much useless knowledge. We're getting sucked into the lives of others and learning about things that really don't matter because they give us a quick hit of feel-good chemicals. So how do we fix the problem? Part of it is limiting your screen time because, unfortunately, it really is your damn phone. Now that's a little hypocritical to be fair. I am telling you this through a YouTube video that you're watching, probably on your phone, but reduction doesn't mean cessation, so finding balance is the goal. There's really no feasible way that you can interact with the modern world without having some kind of smart device, because society. But it doesn't need to be the first thing you check in the morning, and it doesn't have to be the thing you spend most of your day on. So that being said, problem number 3 keeping you from improving is your mindset. Yes, at the end of the day, the biggest thing that stops these guides from working is you. Perspective changes how you live your life. It's good that you're trying to get more information about what strategies to try, but I'll be honest with you, a lot of it is a waste of time. Just start now and try to get better. Getting worried about doing it efficiently is not worth bothering with if you are nowhere near where you want to be. You can spend all of your life prepping and not doing. Swing the bat, kick the ball. Remember, these people you watch don't even fully know why it is they're as successful as they are, even if they claim they do. So take what you can from them and from the people around you, and just keep trying. Don't worry about where other people your age are or if your goals seem impossible. Slow and steady steps are what matter the most. You've got to go for it and take that first jump. Try, fail, and try again. And who knows how far you'll go. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.